All right, everyone, what is going on? Hello, welcome back to FUTV United TV, live on location, again, bringing you Manchester United updates. I'm Adam, welcome along to the channel. If you are watching for the first time, get your comments in the comments section. If you are just watching it, catching up, as always, comment below, everybody, and give me your thoughts on Martinez at Manchester United. Where the hell has this come from? I'm going to tell you where that came from, actually, in detail. Who's going to be fit for Manchester United's final? Big update on Manchester United's injuries. Massive update again on Victor Gyokeres from Fabrizio Romano and what's happening in that situation and where Manchester United are actually at as well. So all of that rolled into today's show. Get your comments in on everything that we talk about. I want to have a good old Sunday evening debate before we hit the week, which is obviously the build-up to that final and Bilbao. I think it is going to be quite frenetic in terms of Manchester United news going up to the final. Obviously, we'll bring you the up-to-date injury news from today with the players, but I feel like it's all going to be transfer-related because I think most Man United fans have looked past the final. We're looking forward to it and being in it and hopefully winning it. But it just feels like just get the season over so we can get on with what's necessary. And I think I said it this morning, with everybody's season just petering out now and finishing, I think with the last games now for everybody, I think it is going to be one of like, right, what's happening? We need to know what's happening for next year. The season just about finishing and we're about to get the announcement in a few weeks' time of the fixtures for next season. This is just how it feels right now. I don't think there's many teams in and around the top of the Premier League that have really got any excitement going into last week. I mean, Liverpool get the trophy, yeah, fair enough. They've already had the big song and dance about everything that's going on there. Arsenal's season's petered out. Top 4 race through the week, that's about it. FA Cup was done yesterday. And it just feels like everybody's already looking ahead to next season. Where will Manchester United be in the goalkeeping situation? That's where we're starting this Sunday evening show because Martinez, and these have come from Argentina, these reports. Now, as it stands, I've seen this report and I'm like, spoof, who's taking the mick? Who's that? Who's winding me up while I'm away, telling me that Manchester United are in for Martinez? Look, what you see on my thumbnail today there is the obvious answer, the most obvious answer from me, a Manchester United fan who has watched Andre Onana for 2 seasons, and then I hear a story from Argentina that Martinez is leaving Villa at the end of the season, and Manchester United have made him an offer. I'm like, that's Christmas. That's the next 5 Christmases come for me in one go. I rate Martinez as one of the top 5 goalkeepers on the planet right now, and that for me is the significant signing that Manchester United would have to make to convince me that we are moving in a serious direction. That's a Champions League competitive goalkeeper coming in for Manchester United. And I think that tells United fans that we are serious. Now, obviously, there's a long way to go. And this is just an initial story that's come out of Argentina. Is it serious? Looking at the reports and looking where they've come from, they are reputable. But I don't know why. I mean, Martinez, again, you will look at it and signing a new contract that's got him contracted until 2029 at Aston Villa. You would say, there's no chance that Martinez is leaving Aston Villa. But then you look at what Matheus Cunha did. Have they basically just said, like, look, I want to move on, I want a new challenge. Like, he's been at Aston Villa for years now, and maybe he wants something new. Again, I do believe that this would only be a transfer that happens if United win on Wednesday night and win the Champions League. I do think we would offer more than what Aston Villa have offered him in his new contracted, up to 2029, 150k a week basic with no real bonuses. There's no release clause in his contract either, which is interesting because that means it's an open book. I can't see Martinez and his relationship with Villa forcing a transfer, putting in a transfer request, but the Argentinian reports are saying that he's leaving Villa this summer. Now, again, this for me would be Manchester United just keeping tabs on a situation that may be developing. That's honestly just going to be completely brutally to the bone right now and say, I still don't think this would happen. It would be dreamland for Manchester United if we got Martinez. That is the absolute ultimate signing of the summer. There's no way that we get a keeper of that quality from one of our rivals. Surely not. That's the way I'm at with it anyway. I'll keep it under. What's the right way? I'll keep looking at it. We'll keep looking at it, see if anything changes throughout. But again, it's another sign that Manchester United are obviously making moves. Like we've reported before, like with every single goalkeeper Manchester United have been linked with now, that's 7/8 goalkeepers before the window is opened that United have reportedly been watching from very, very creditable sources as well in every single story. So I look at that and I go, right, okay, it just gives me confidence that United are looking, and we don't get Martinez, and I still don't see Martinez coming. That would be the, like I said, the ultimate, but still the fact that United are in for goalkeepers, keeping tabs on certain goalkeeper situations, proves that Ruben Amorim doesn't trust Andre Onana, and nobody should trust Andre Onana. Let's be clear. He is just simply not good enough, and well, you all know exactly what I feel about Onana and what his qualities are. I think he will let Ruben down. I think he's that bad. He will get Ruben Amorim the sack because he will get them. He will keep them bad results coming in and cost us games. I know he will. I've seen it for 2 seasons now. The proof is there in the previous 2 years that Onana is never going to be capable of being a Man United goalkeeper with a situation as it is. I don't think he gets another. I don't think he gets in goal for any top 4-5 team in any of the European leagues, in any of the top European leagues at all. I don't see him fitting in anywhere. He is that bad. And honestly, right now, I'm thinking bringing Vitek back is good enough for us going forward. That's how much I rate Andre Onana. Martinez, I just said it. Christmas time, birthdays for the next 10 years, that's what that is. But I just can't see it. I've looked into the situation. I've read through the reports the best I can to try and get as much information out. His contract tells me he's not leaving Aston Villa, having just signed it last summer. And 150 a week, maybe. Is there anything in the Rashford situation? Kaz was talking about that earlier on. Do you reckon, obviously, United do a deal for Aston Villa with Marcus Rashford if they make the Champions League places? Help them out, you help us, we help you. Can we do some form of, like, not a swap necessarily, although I would pay 40 million for Martinez, even at the age of 42, gladly. I would get Rashford off the books, and I would take Martinez in a heartbeat. I would make that deal happen, that's how good he is. 32, I said 32. I didn't say 42, did I? Did I say 42? Sorry about that, everybody. I'm getting ahead of myself there. Sorry, Emma. I'm adding 10 years to your lifespan there. Anyway, but yeah, I mean, that one, I'm clutching a little bit there, thinking that Manchester United might do some form of deal with Aston Villa. But you look at everything, don't you, as a fan? You look at what could possibly be on the table. What are the links? United can offer more to Martinez. We've got Rashford's situation going on. Maybe wants a new challenge. If United win on Wednesday, all of this starts to really ramp up and kick into overdrive. If we do get in the Champions League, United will sign a keeper. I think even without the Champions League, we'll sign another goalkeeper that won't be worth that much, and we will have a new number 1 next season. I'm convinced of it. I am convinced of it, absolutely. I still have him at 42 over Onana, says Sean. I mean, did everyone back Kaz up there? 42, I said 42, yeah. Stop sucking up to Kaz, everybody. Yes, yeah. She said thanks to everyone for supporting her. She's laughing behind the camera right now. So, yeah, thank you, everybody, for throwing me in the mud. It's all right, I'll let you off. Yeah, so let me know your thoughts on Martinez and how far you would go. How much would you pay for him? Look, I'm just like, the story really took my interest because of who it is and the situation, which is why I went and looked into it. And I thought it was definitely worth reporting on because the report is real and it's there. And it is coming from big accounts over in Argentina. So whether or not we can trust Argentinian reports is another thing. But they do seem to get a lot of inside scope. And I think it was a Brazilian report which said that Manchester United had actually clinched the deal to sign Matheus Cunha, no matter who else came in, before the big guns came in as well and said it. So maybe there is something in the South American reports. But yeah, that one I would say. In terms of United and where we make money as well, we talked about Alvaro going to Real Madrid earlier on. Interesting updates coming out from the Mason Greenwood side of things is now that he wants to stay at Marseille. So no extra funds from Mason Greenwood, it would seem. He has helped them obviously qualify for Champions League, and Mason Greenwood's going to be at a club where he's loved and he's playing Champions League next season. It's a fantastic stadium in Marseille, and they're back in the Champions League, playing great football with Roberto De Zerbi. And Mason Greenwood now wants to stay. By the way, Mason Greenwood levelled Ousmane Dembele for the Golden Boot for Ligue 1. He is worth a fortune next season, Mason Greenwood. If he has another season like that, United could be well and truly quids in on Mason Greenwood. What a talent we have lost in that lad. Like, seriously, it's devastating watching him play elsewhere in the circumstances that have dictated him moving over there. It's shit, innit? It really is. It's like everyone's rubbing our face in it at the moment. Our academy lads in Rashford, Greenwood, and let's just say Alvaro and Scott McTominay, who are all off playing miles better, earning more plaudits, values going up, and like, what are we doing? We're rotting in the bottom half of the Premier League above the relegation zone, hoping we can beat Spurs for the first time in 4 games this season, this Wednesday, to salvage our worst ever season in the Premier League. That's enough of the negative. Get into the comments section and let me know what you think about the goalkeeping situation. I know that we need a striker before a goalkeeper, I do. And honestly, if it meant that if we had to keep Onana and Bayndeh, and them two had to scrap it out, would I take that if it meant bringing in 2 number 9s or 2 or 3 forwards into Manchester United's team? Honestly, I'm not stupid. I know that we're not going to win the league with Andre Onana. We're not going to win the league if we bring another goalkeeper in anyway. I know that for certain. What is the next level for United? It's Europa League football. It's getting into the top 6. Can we get into the top 6 if Onana and Bayndeh are still here? Yes, if we do get them other 3 strikers in and we have got a different setup altogether. So yeah, I would sacrifice the goalkeeper for the forwards, but I know how important, and everybody knows what I think about Andre Onana, and he will ruin things for us. I know there'll be a point when we could get even higher and Onana will ruin it for us. I know it's as simple. Like, we're living on eggshells with him constantly. Against Bilbao, he did it again. He was doing the stupid double-handed dive. He nearly did it against Chelsea early on, but got away with it because of an offside decision with Enzo Fernandez. Pathetic. It really is. Stop talking about Onana, Adam. Come on. Adam, you have tomato sauce. No, I don't, mate. It is a sorry, I don't know why I even read that one out. I picked out the first one that I seen there. I dropped myself right in it again. I'm having a horrible night. Graham, no idea what you're talking about there about being accurate, mate. Nothing whatsoever, unless you're talking about me being adding a decade onto Emi Martinez's age. I do apologise, I did say it earlier on. Anyone see what Jay called our number 9 Rasmus hologram? Honestly, Andy Tate's messaged me loads of times, giving me all sorts of nicknames for Man United players. And even Jay, Jay's wordings for Rasmus Højlund. Oh, God, scary, scary. United never learns from signing players that are at a peak of their value. As in Martinez, look, needs must, I'm afraid. Needs must. Let's see now. Fun fact, guys. The last time Man City finished the season trophyless, Man United have won the Europa League. Yeah, there you go. Let's see. That might be an omen for us. Let's see what else we've got in here. Emmy in Wood class keeper, proper excited by this rumour. Got a shot stopping. He's got the shot stopping to back up the ego. He is one of the best goalkeepers. I think he's top 5 in the world easily. Emi Martinez, 100% top 5 in the world. Let's see now. Problem is he's 30 plus and his reflexes, agility might be slower next season. Not a chance. Not a chance. Anybody like Manchester United signed Edwin van der Sar when he was mid-30s, and we won everything with him. Goalkeepers go forever and a day. Trust me on this one. They can be older, but they can work on things because they don't have to run around. They can just prioritise what's necessary in their game. So, no, I would sign Emi Martinez if he was 38 right now over Andre Onana. I would go that far. That's what Manchester United need in goal. They really do. And I do think that if the opportunity came around and Manchester United were actually looking at the possibility of bringing in Martinez, they would go for it. I think they would spend money on Martinez, 100%. Even if he was older, they would have spent money on him. I do believe that, I really do. When we go into other news, let's get into that right now. Keep the comments coming in, everybody, as well. We're going to do the Victor Gyökeres update, like I said at the top of the show. Fabrizio Romano's update on this today is Victor Gyökeres is most likely to head to the Premier League. Now, you would automatically say that that was Arsenal, going off the reports we've seen. We talked this morning about Romano saying that Manchester United are interested. Watch the next few days. He's come out again this afternoon and said something similar. But what he's also done is he's confirmed the price for Victor Gyokeres, a man that scored 50 plus goals this season. The full package is 55 million. I'm sorry, Ruben, if he's waiting to see if United qualify for the Champions League, you go in and you buy Victor Gyokeres for 55 million. I don't care if it isn't what Manchester United's philosophy is in terms of buying players that only want to play for Manchester United. And I'm not looking at United at themselves. Like, they want to be playing in a Champions League or a certain competition. That's why they would come to United. Like, forget that. Like, all the players are going to be like this. I've said this morning. If Victor Gyokeres is available for 55 million, and we know that he is to United, there's a handful of clubs that are able to sign Gyokeres this summer. Arsenal and United are two of them clubs, and they can get him for that price. That's what his release clause has in his contract. And Romano has come out today and said that Gyokeres can leave for 55 million. So you can pretty much rubber stamp that as a guarantee. I don't care what Ruben says. I back Ruben all the way. I don't care if Ruben wants to prioritise players that really want Manchester United. I'm sorry. The football world does not work like that. You cannot just come out and say that this is Manchester United. Some players have forgotten how big United is. It's your first season at a massive football club, which it is. You're a young manager and you're trying to get to grips with it. You've seen how big United is. It still doesn't work like that. You need to catch up very, very quickly, Ruben, and realise that Manchester United are not what they once was. If there's a chance that we get Victor Gyokeres because of your contacts, because of our relationship with Sporting, and because we need a striker of that quality to come in. And yes, if it depends on us winning on Wednesday, and then all of a sudden his agent is open to coming to United because we might offer him more wages than what Arsenal will, you go out and you pay him 250 grand a week, you pay the 55 million to Sporting, and you get a nailed-on, guaranteed 30 plus goals a season in your team player who is going to be there for the next half a decade. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to understand that that deal makes sense for Manchester United. You don't then need to go out and buy another player. I mean, literally, we're talking about top strikers here. You could have Buildup and Gyokeres for 85 million. And yes, that may cost you, 400 grand a week in wages. I'm sorry, you're about to sell Jadon Sancho, who's on 250. You're about to release Victor Lindelof, who's on 150. There's the wages paid for two top strikers. Well, one top and one coming through in Buildup. No one would have a problem with Buildup coming into Manchester United if Gyokeres is there as well. Not one Man United fan would moan about that because you've got your guarantee. You're literally selling off Sancho and Lindelof, and their wages cover these two players coming in, who are going to be 20 times more impactful to the football team than what they ever was. None of them two are doing anything for Man United at the moment. This is more than covered, and you've got, let's just look at this right now. In terms of wages and what you're looking at, you bring in Cunha, he's probably be, I'm guessing he's going to, about 200 grand a week or something. So you're looking at 600 grand a week wages for Gyokeres, Cunha, and Liam Buildup. That's going off some reports and various reports, because Arsenal have offered Gyokeres 200 grand a week, so United will offer him 50 grand more to get him in. And that's what United do. That's why we've been able to get players in the past. So if that happens, then Manchester United have got 600 grand a week wages that you've got covered in selling Lindelof, Sancho, and Marcus Rashford, who's not coming back to United. Even if we loan Rashford back, you've got all of them wages covered with change. 3 players that are going to come in and have an instant impact at Manchester United, and you're getting rid of 3 players that have offered us nothing all season. Now, I'm not involved in the finances at Manchester United. You can say we're playing Championship Manager or FIFA here and putting numbers together, but these are facts. We've seen the contracts laid out and verified contracts of what these players are on. If Manchester United get rid of them wages alone, then we can buy these players if we're in the Champions League. Because the Champions League money gets us the transfer fees, and the wages from players that we're moving on covers the ones that are coming in with change. And then you start to sell your players off and you go out and buy a number 8. You start to strengthen the spine a little bit more. Then you go into maybe possibly getting that goalkeeper as well. Does it not make sense? Am I the only one that's looking at that thinking that that is where United need to be going with this? Victor Gyökeres for 55 million, I'm sorry. You're paying that man $250,000 a week if he wants it or not. That you go out of your way to make sure that that player comes in. Someone who knows Ruben's system, who Ruben created, who gave the second chance to, in your hour of need of not scoring goals, I'm sorry, come on. That you make it happen. Even if you don't have the money then to go out and get Delap, who you apparently love and have tracked for Sporting before as well, and we get it, you still make it happen. It's the simplest transfer to get done, because we know that he's going to go for it. Let's get some comments in the comments section, everybody. Anthony Wisdom just renewed his membership. At 55 million, Gyökeres has to be 100% priority. Agreed, Anthony. Fred's just dropped in a membership as well. That's gone to ME4. Thank you very much, Fred. Love that, mate. I have reservations about this Gyökeres character. New manager buys a player from his old club. Yeah, but let's not forget, new manager buys a player from his old club. This isn't a player that was playing in let's just say, a dead league. This is a player that was absolutely destroying Manchester City, destroying teams in the Champions League, breaking all sorts of goal-scoring records in Portugal, who Ruben found in the Championship when nobody else wanted him and developed him into a player. This is different to Ten Hag bringing Anthony over, who'd only ever done it in the Eredivisie. This is completely different to that scenario. And what I'm looking at there is, I think because he's had English experience, albeit a bit of time in Brighton and a full season in the Championship, he knows what's coming. He knows how robust he has to be. He just looks like a beast anyway. And you know what? We could actually have a striker there better than Erling Haaland in our team. MB says the quality of manager in the Premier League is very high. The ones coming up are the best of the Championship. If Bruno and Nacho stay, I want Amorim to stay too. I'm not sure what you mean with that one, mates. I don't what's like to prove a point. I'm not sure. So if Ruben stays, you want him to what? Keep them 2 players because he deserves them. Is that what you mean, mate? I'm not too sure on that one. Graham with a super chat says, Emi Martinez is like Les Sealey with add-ons. No idea what that comment is, Graham, but don't ever compare Emi Martinez's quality to Les Sealey's. You're going to have to elaborate on that one, buddy. Let's see. If Amorim is given the extra 6 months, then the signings must be made cautiously. I think you're trying to get at there, MB, is that you want the signings to be players that probably another manager would use as well. I guess that's what it means. Like, they have to fit our structure. This is probably the conversation that's happening right now at Manchester United. I'm not saying they're going behind Amorim's back, but they've obviously got to be careful in what happens with any signings that happen with Ruben while he's here. Are United going to be able to play a certain way with any manager coming in if they get rid of Ruben, for instance, and these players that we're looking at right now have to be the future of Manchester United, no matter who the manager is? If you're looking at this, you're looking at backing a manager now with these players. And we say back the manager. I think it's just a case of bringing in better quality players that are going to play under any manager, because this lot quite clearly can't. We've seen how many managers go through most of this squad that can't get a tune out of them. So really the quality has to go up no matter what, and no matter who's in charge of Manchester United. I think that's key in all of this, because no manager's got past 2.5 years post Sir Alex Ferguson. And Ruben Amorim is going to be into his second year come next season, around about Christmas time, and you're going to want results. And still, I'll stand by it. If he's not getting results and he gets off to a shocker of a start, I can see Ruben leaving Manchester United or being sacked before Christmas. And then you've got another manager to come in who you're going to hope is going to be able to use these players that we're bringing in right now. So recruitment is key. And Sir Jim Ratcliffe did say this. He said that recruitment now is everything for Manchester United. It has to be perfect. It has to be spot on, which is why we're seeing all of these negotiations go on now, because we are short on time. We are desperately short on time when it comes to getting these players in. And I think this is why we're hearing about all of these stories now. Yes, the transfer window has extended and it's open in 2 weeks' time about now. I think that's what we're at now. Still though, I think everybody's summer, particularly Manchester United's, is on a knife edge. And I think we were going to, as soon as United hopefully pick up that trophy on Wednesday, bang, 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 the news will just click, 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 click. It will be just going absolutely crazy. I think it just triggers everything off. I think that's what we're talking about. That was a compliment to Emi Martinez. Les Sealer is a legend. Rest in peace. Les Sealer, honestly. Growing up as a goalkeeper, him replacing Jim Leighton in that replay against Crystal Palace in the FA Cup final, and that save with his knees from the free kick, it will live in memory as a boy growing up watching Manchester United. That one. He is a cult hero at Manchester United. Graham is right about that. God bless Les Sealer. What a man. And that kit is the best goalkeeper's kit in Manchester United's history. And that's the one that everybody wears. Any retro goalkeeper kit, it says a lot about Les Sealy. It's his Les Sealy 90s. I think it's a 91 with the green and black zigzag stripe pattern going through it. That is the most iconic Manchester United goalkeeper kit and is the one that everybody goes back to. Forget about all of the other goalkeepers. In terms of kits, it's Les Sealy's. Speaking of kits as well, our new kit partner is up and running right now. A few of you have jumped onto that already. In the description under OK Jerseys, that is our new kit partner. All of the up-to-date Manchester United training kits and first team kits amongst every other club in Europe as well, across the planet, in fact, all of the up-to-date kits and more on our new link. We'll get one of the mods to jump into the chat with that and drop that link in there in a moment as well. Jim Leighton was horrible. First comment I've read off that big piece there. There we go. I popped the link back up that Tom's jumped in there with. 1991 Rotterdam, I was right. I knew I was. Andrew Short says, the replacement for Leighton with Sealy in the Cup Winners' Cup final. He actually came in for the replay in the Crystal Palace FA Cup final as well. That was the first one for him. Sir Alex made a big call in dropping Leighton. Getting Mbumo plus Cunha plus Mateta. That's a big drop off. No disrespect to them players, but yeah, thanks for the comment as well, Maynak. Let's get a few more comments in if we can. We really can't sack another manager again halfway through a season and then start another rebuild. Going around in circles is making the club dizzy and I'm sick of it. Stick with Ruben all the way. If United did sack Ruben Amorim mid-season next season, it would be an intern all the way through. No permanent manager would be coming in at all. There's not a chance that United could afford to make that same mistake again. All dependent whether United are in the Champions League or not. Like, I do believe that they will keep with Ruben Amorim if we're in Europe, that is. If we're in Europe and, let's just say, for instance, when does it run out? So the games finish in January, don't they, for the league phase? If we're still in Europe, they will keep Ruben. I don't think they'll sack him going off Premier League form alone. But as soon as we drop out of that, I think he will be gone. Then it would be an interim all the way through to next season. I think that's the worst case scenario we could look at next season, definitely. Let's just see what else we've got in here. Right, okay, moving on to other news, which is fantastic news for Manchester United. We've seen the players that came back in Aidan Heaven and Toby Collier. And now we're hearing that, you can say this is amazing news or not, but Lenny Yoro is on grass and he's going to be available for the final. More and more people are coming and telling me this privately, and more people are actually posting this out now. Lenny Yoro will be fit, and I think it's down to Ruben Amorim to make the call. I just want him in the side. I want him alongside Maguire and Mazraoui. That's what I want. That's what I want in this team. Dalot next to him is also going to be fit. Now, look, if they're pushing Dalot at Carrington, they're pushing him for one reason, and that's for him to play in the final. Whether it be 60 minutes, whether it be a second half, whether it be off the bit, look, they want Dalot in that final. I'll tell you that right now for nothing. They're not rushing him, but they are giving him that just enough push to try and get him a game fit and ready for the Europa League final against Spurs. So I expect to see both Dalot and Euro in this team. You could call that crazy, but Dalot is a bit of a freak of nature when it comes to fitness. And if Ruben's got him in training, he will play him, guaranteed. And he will play Lenny Euro from the start as well. So we could have Euro, Maguire and Mazraoui at the back. We could have Dorgu and Dalot back at wing backs. And then you've got your stability back. And I think the balance is definitely there with them two either side. Look, I've said before, like Dalot needs replacing. We need someone better on the right-hand side, ideally, going into the summer. But for what we've got now, with 2 games left to go and the big one on Wednesday, I would definitely start Dalot above everybody else on the right-hand side. I mean, you could even say try Dalot on the left and put Dorgu on the right. I don't think he would, but Dorgu has worked well and they can interchange. Dorgu has linked up well with Ahmad before on that right-hand side, so I think there is a good possibility that that actually might happen as well. But look, just to have them players back and fit and available for Ruben is going to be massive going into that final. And I do believe that he will play Euro, he will play Dalot in the final if they are training this week. Let's just say they're on grass and they're in the group this week, they're playing. You can almost nailed on places in the team. Just to go over the news from the top of the show again, if you are just joining us, quite a few people have. You're looking at the the Emi Martinez news that have come out from Argentina. That Manchester United have offered Martinez a contract. He's leaving Villa this summer. That's all South American reports and nothing else. I said it would be United's dream move to bring Martinez in. It would be phenomenal. It would be absolutely mind-blowing if that happened. I cannot see it. Personally, I can't, but it just shows that Manchester United are obviously all over any possibility of bringing in a quality goalkeeper at the right price. He's only just signed a new contract at Villa. He signed up until 2029, and I don't see it. But look, the stories are there. Maybe he wants to change. I mentioned maybe possibly Rashford being involved in something with Villa or something like that. I don't know. Look, I just don't see how that deal happens. But look, what we're dealing with there is the possibility of something maybe materialising. That's about it. That's about it. But look, I'm taking Martinez all day long. If there's any chance of getting him in, that is. Also, Fabrizio Romano dropping the Victor Gyökeres news, which is you can get this man for 55 million. That's the agreed fee that Sporting will allow Victor Gyökeres to leave Sporting for. It's ludicrous, isn't it? It's ridiculous. You go out and you make every single effort humanly possible to make that happen if you're Manchester United right now. And I said earlier on in the show, if you haven't seen it, that Ruben should just forget that whole transfer philosophy of only signing players that want to come to Manchester United. Gyökeres would jump at the chance to come to Manchester United. You know he would. And Ruben Amorim, a player that he knows, a player that he created realistically over there in Portugal after taking him from Coventry, I just don't get why Manchester United wouldn't be chasing him. I think it is all dependent on Wednesday. And if we win on Wednesday, then United are in. But Romano has said it's 55 million. The next few days are key. Watch the next few days. And Manchester United are in. They are very much in for Gyökeres. It's coming down to Wednesday night. It is all on that. And Manchester United need to make this happen. We need to be in the reckoning for Victor Gyökeres. Everything changes. Everything changes if we win that final on Wednesday in terms of transfer personnel. There's still a lot of work to do behind the scenes, and there's no guarantee that Manchester United will be playing better football, but it changes in a way in terms of the personnel that we could possibly get. If we are going to back him and get rid of players and bring them types of players in, then there is a very good chance that we can move forward. Even if Ruben isn't the manager, with that calibre of player, we are going to move forward. Can't see it, lads. So much invested in their current goalkeeper. Can't see anyone paying the value for him right now. And then there is Villa. They will want a heap of cash and he will want big wages. Yep, he's on 150 grand a week now. I think United would pay him Brewsters. I think they'd pay him 100 grand a week more wages just to get him in. And I think the only thing United have got here is maybe using Marcus Rashford. Look, if Unai Emery wants Marcus Rashford, then Manchester United need to be making something happen with that. That's the only way I see something happening. If United holds something of interest for Aston Villa as well. Because like you said, like, why would they? That's R&D there with a comment. Why would they let him go? There is a lot invested in him, there really is. Let's just see what else we've got here. It's a weird season. United's progress is scheduled to start after it finishes. The summer is do or die. Opponents are improving and leagues getting better year on year. Ineos need to be brutal. Exactly everything that I've been saying all along with that. Everyone who has liked the video already, thank you so much. If you do love the content, pop a like on the video, everyone. I think that'll take us over 300 again. Loads of people in on this morning's show as well getting involved. Do the same again in this evening's show, everyone, please. And make sure when we do finish in a little bit that you do get your comments in below on this. If you haven't had a chance to read out your comment in the live section, get your comments in below and then I can look through all of them as well and get your thoughts on that. Tomo says, I had that one with number 16, Roy Keane, on the back. Is that the 94 home jersey? That jersey is there on the link in your description, by the way. Cheap as chips, guys. Go get in it with my link there. It gives you the discount as well. Rashford is coming back to United. He don't want to stay at Villa. No, he's not coming back to Manchester United, mate. Ruben's the manager, and it's categorically going to be a no. There is no return to United. He will return to do the necessaries off his loan spell, but there is a chance that Rashford will stay at Villa still. That story, and that hasn't ended. I'm telling you now, don't think that it's over with that. If Villa qualify for the Champions League, Rashford could be a Villa next season as well. He could. Let's get a few more comments in this. Who would you replace Amorim with if he was sacked, Adam? Nobody, because I don't want him to be sacked, mate. I'm not even looking that far down the line. I'm only looking at the possibilities of what might happen if it doesn't go well for him next season. I don't even want to think about it, mate. I'm not replacing him with anybody right now because I need it to work for him. I want it to work for him. And I do believe if we give him the right tools, it will work for Ruben Amorim. And I think looking at it and the possibilities out there, if we get this summer right, then there is zero excuse for Ruben absolutely killing it with Manchester United's team. Interesting comments from Diogo Dallo about Ruben. How we will not change and he will be the one to succeed at United. Look, I'm sure that he's probably said that with other managers as well. Casemiro the same. Like, some players get it. Some players just get it, don't they? And some players just fall away. I think there is a chance that Ruben could really be the one, because I've said this before many a times. He has been the one that has understood what Manchester United are and the situation at Manchester United. Let's see. Let's see what happens. It has to be this summer, though. I agree with what everyone else is saying. If it doesn't work this summer, I fear what might happen to him next season. But yeah, let's just see how he starts next season. Like we said this morning, if he gets off to a shocker, then we're in big, big trouble. The reports coming out of Argentina also, again, on Franco Mastantuono, a bit of an update on that quickly, was that River Plate don't want to sell him. They don't want to sell him. I think they come out with that comment literally because they don't, and they think that they have got a real gem there. He hasn't signed a new contract yet. They're trying to sign him up to a new deal. They don't want to sell him. They're putting this word out at the moment that they want to keep him. I think to appease the fans, and I think to get a bigger fee. Ultimately, that's what they're going for, I feel. And so there is news floating around that River Plate don't want to sell him. Of course they don't. He's one of the brightest prospects that's come through the football club in years. And Manchester United are happy to pay that fee. I think now that clubs have started to come in, like United, and really go, okay, there you go. I don't think River Plate expected that. I don't think they thought somebody was going to come in and bid. And I think that's where we're at right now. I think Manchester United have gone in and said, right, there you go. Sort of called a bluff, really, and said, there, we're going to pay your fee. We'll pay you what you want. Let's have a talk because we've met the release clause. And now they've changed the tune all of a sudden. We'll see anyway. We don't know if that report is right. Again, that's the South American one that's come out. Quickly, just to remind you all again, that Diogo Dalot and Lenny Yoro are looking likely to be fit for the final. Matthijs de Ligt, I think, will miss out. And I think, sadly for him, after such a good season, being consistent throughout, I think it's going to be a bad end for him. But look, hopefully we've got Yoro and Dalot back. That will help Manchester United massively in that final. And like I said a moment ago then, like the balance in United's side with them two in it will definitely be a lot better and stronger against what is going to be a very, very strong Spurs side. Going off what they played on Friday night, I do believe that we are going to see a very, very strong Spurs side off the back of injuries. Dalot has been available when we can't find a defender. If we get offered strong money for Dalot, then okay. Otherwise, we should keep him. Just depends what someone comes in for him with, for at the end of the day. Look, everybody, that is us all done on the evening show. That is your Sunday evening content in the bag, everyone. Thank you so much for your participation. All of the likes, well over 300 again. Please pop a like on the video. Hit that subscribe button. Thank you for the super chats, new members, new subscribers. This is Forever United TV. We'll see you again at 8 o'clock in the morning. Mods, mega job in the chat there. If you want jerseys at a quality price and quality material, get onto that link in the live chat right now. OK Jerseys is our new kit sponsors here on Forever United TV. Get onto that, have a look around and get the kits. There's some out for next season as well. For now, that's it, everyone. Thank you. I will see you all